Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to move a 2D character in Unity. First, we will create an object to represent the player. Rename the object to Player. Pay attention to the Transform section here. To move the player, we will need to change its position. Now, we will create a script so that the character movement can be handled with code. Create a folder named Scripts to store all the scripts of the project. Create a script and name it Player Movement. This is the player movement script, which inherits from Unity's mono behavior. When a script inherits from mono behavior, Unity will automatically generate two default methods for you: start and update. How it works: the start method runs only once for every game object that this script is attached to. Simply put, when you press play in Unity, any game object with this script will execute the start method one time only, and it runs first. After that, the update method is called. The update method keeps running continuously throughout the game's lifetime. It only stops when the game object that this script is attached to is destroyed or disabled. Now I'll give you a practical example to make it easier to understand. I'll log to the console so you can see how the start and update methods work. Now let's switch to Unity and play the game to test it. Drag the script onto the player. You can see the update message keeps running endlessly without stopping. It only stops when I disable the player. You can see that the start message runs only once. And when I enable the player again, the update message continues to run. Okay, so now you know how the start and update functions work. Now I'll try getting the player's current position and displaying it on the screen. You can see the player is at position 0, 0, 0. To determine the position of a game object in Unity, you first need to understand a basic concept: the coordinate system with the origin at 0 on the x and y axes. To move the player from the current position to a new position, you need to take the current position and add a new vector to it. We'll write code to make the player move. First, we'll create a variable called speed to control how fast or slow the player moves. Next, we'll create a variable called xDirection to determine the player's movement direction. Initialize the values inside the start function. I'll handle the event so that when the A key is pressed, X direction is set to -1, which means moving to the left. And the D key sets X direction to 1, which means moving to the right. Update the player's new position by adding the current position with a new vector 3. Press the A and D keys to move the player. This is the manual code I wrote so you can understand how it works. However, Unity already provides built-in code to handle movement direction. Now I'll show you a shorter version using Unity's built-in functions. I'll add a Y direction variable to control the player's movement up and down. This is a way to move the character without considering physics. Now I'll show you another way to move using physics in Unity. You need to add the Rigid Body 2D and Box Collider 2D components to the player. Declare a Rigid Body 2D variable. Get the Rigid Body 2D component from the player to use it. This is the Unity-supported function for moving the character. You can see that the player is slowly falling down. That's because when you add the Rigid Body 2D component, the player gains physics properties and is affected by gravity, causing it to fall downward. I don't need this property right now, so I'll set the body type to kinematic to disable physics effects. There's another way to move, but it only applies to Unity 3D. In this video, I've shown you two methods to move a character in Unity 2D. I hope you understand and can practice them. If you find the video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel so you won't miss the next lessons.